Hello everyone, I just saw this very interesting thread on r/Star Citizen, the White Knight Star Citizen. 5 years ago on this sub I was flamed by Mishak hunting. 5 years ago to this day I still remind me after I was flamed on this sub for claiming, in 5 years I still don't think this game is going to be released. I farmed a lot of negative karma that day, my post was deleted and I was attacked by almost everyone in that post. I haven't interacted with Star Citizen a single time since that day, not loaded it up once, not posted on a sub once, and have almost completely forgotten about this until I got this message from the bot. So is this game released yet? And if not, how much progress has actually been made in those last 5 years? Yeah, very interesting post. If you don't know, you can send to remind me on Reddit. 1,320 upvotes at the moment. How much progress has this game made in the last 5 years? I would say not much, and there's a lot of regression. We had a much better flight model in the past, destroyed with the boring, no fun master mode in 3.23. When we got the new boring master mode, Yogi said there will be improvements in 4.0. Well, 4.0 came, 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, 4.4, 4.5, 4.6, 4.7, 4.8, 4.9, 4.10, not a single improvement to master mode. We had a wonderful skybox with very nice contrast, destroyed in 3.24 with the new murky skybox. Hello everyone! Today I want to talk about the skybox, about the universe. This is footage from January 2024, and look how crisp this looks. Look how dark space is. This is a very nice contrast. This looked very, very good. Another video, January 2024. This looked very, very nice. You can argue atmosphere is a bit too high for a planet, that's correct. Still, the skybox universe looked very, very nice. And here we are in the center of Stanton, February 2024. This looked so nice, this looked fantastic. Well, with one exception, Sun is not in the center of Stanton, but the skybox, the universe, looked so nice. And then, after almost a decade, skybox changed in summer 2024 and 3.24. Now we have those clouds everywhere, we have very low contrast. How can you destroy something that was so beautiful and replace it with this after almost 10 years? This is Stanton. Stanton is now murky green. We had John Bridges' fantastic 3.1.4 graph left. CRG destroyed it after John had to leave in 3.5. Star Citizen still has one of the worst user interfaces, item interaction, and inventory systems I've ever seen in any game, and I played hundreds of games. People are still glitching through doors because CRG cannot fix the massive clipping issues Star Citizen in year 14 still has. We had landing radar before 3.0, we had repair drones before 3.0, etc., etc. So I would answer, how much progress has actually been made in those last 5 years? Very, very little, with lots of regression. Let's take a look at the comments. Captain Underpants, don't forget, mods were banning people on the forums in 2014 for joking that it wouldn't be out until 2018. Added, to be clear, some of the volunteer mods had a stick up their bum and did things like this. Others were awesome people who saw jokes as jokes and not some troll. Different Potato 504, I think those mods all moved on to Spectrum since. Literary KI, I remember getting downvoted into oblivion for saying the MMO part will take at least until 2019. Most at 4680. Honestly, just set another reminder for 5 years, don't expect much will be different. I think he has a point. Just look what happened this week. CRG was playing Siege of Orison live with only 4 people on a dedicated server, and it was still absolute terrible. 2 things. reloading not working, inventory not working, brain-dead NPC AIs. NPCs are repeating the same stupid lines over and over again. I will cover you, I will cover you, I will cover you, I will cover you, sometimes 10 times in 2 minutes. It was pretty much a disaster. If CRG still fails in year 14 after more than $1 billion in funding on a server with just 4 people on it, what hope is there for the PU? No celebration 8219. CRG's business model is selling chips. Why would that be any different? Yes, there's one thing I really have to give Chris credit for. This is such a fantastic business model. You are making so much money, Chris, without delivering anything of substance. McBride, dude, it's pointless, too many losers with too much hope and blind faith. They cannot accept it will never be even a fraction of Robert's promise. Yeah, no other game promises what Star Citizen does. But we will never get a game Chris and CRG promised us in the last 13 years. Never. All we can hope for is a bare minimum 1.0 with just 5-star systems, missing basics, missing mechanics, almost no physics, no alien worlds, no NPC crews, most likely still laggy and buggy, and even this is years away. Katsui, set yourself another 5-year reminder, bro. It still won't be done by this time in 2031. Peter Husser, remind me 5 years. And the bot replied, Waffle King 9000, remind me 10 years. Actually, I'm not so sure if 10 years is enough. Maybe. But it won't be what Chris promised us. Ciciano, this game ain't gonna be released in another 5 years either. Link to this thread is my first pinned comment below. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen.
What is that? What is that? Is Dennis around here?
In the old days, when we had a player cap of 24, Star Citizen usually played rather well. There were some issues, but it was not too bad. Then CRG increased player cap to 50, later to 100 players, and issues started to appear. In 3.18 we got PS, persistent entity streaming, because Chris thinks it is so important that he can find a cook bottle tool in the woods 4 weeks earlier.
And also have the entire system be persistent. So, if you drop a Coke can in a forest somewhere and walk away, that Coke can is remembered, the state of the universe is remembered. So unless someone comes and, takes it, it will still be there if you came back even in a month's time or whatever.
No Chris, no one cares. Maybe if PS would work without any negative consequences, yeah, maybe. But as it stands, PS seems to be a huge strain on your servers and your database. CRG doesn't even do any cleanups, just go to an outpost and you can see dozens of bricked ships that are just kept there for days, weeks and months. Those bricked ships are still using up server and database resources. We cannot even salvage them, we cannot move them. If you try to move them, you are getting a crime stat. Why not just remove them? And since we got PS in 3.18, things have gotten way worse with those things.
PS is the state of the simulation that's now persisting. That's great. It's behind us.
You serious?
Then in 4.0 we got the first iteration of static server meshing, and CRG increased player cap to up to 800 players on a server shard, and since then these things are really, really bad. In 4.5 we got engineering, and now CRG servers that were already way overworked have to take care, have to store, and have to distribute even more data. Those things are totally out of control. CRG's old and ancient engine that was never supposed to be used in MMO, CRG's terrible netcode, and CRG's terrible servers cannot deal with an MMO. Hey, you're still here. You might want to join me on Twitter or on Blue Sky.